everyone. So, I wanted to do one last reflection that really comes out of the time that I had in Nepal. And it feels important on some level because it isn't just about the ending of that, but it's about how it is when we come back into our everyday life after we've been in a very inspiring situation, whether it's something like I was doing, being at teachings, being with old and new friends, or maybe it's just, some gathering we were at that really deeply inspired us. And then it's quite common that we come back to our lives and we come with fresh eyes. And sometimes we might look at our life and it seems good when the inspiration is just infused in what we do. And yet at other times we might come back and our daily life might seem quite humdrum. Maybe it's in the work that we're doing that we really question, is this the right work for me to be doing? Is this the best use of my life? My skills, my capacities, which is a good question to have. Or it might be something related to the relationship or relationships that we find ourselves in and really questioning. Maybe we had deep and meaningful conversations while we were away, and suddenly, things feel a little bit more hollow, empty, not quite as juicy or authentic, whatever it may be. Um, that I've found when I come back, it is really good to look at fresh eyes, and yet not fresh judgmental eyes, because very often it's just changing experience, and that if we could get really addicted to the highs of being in a high energy place, and that's not what this is about. That really we want to be able to see clearly in any moment, any situation, even in the most mundane of situations. And so, one of the things I've seen with work, it's happened a number of times in my life where it has really been in question, is this the right thing to be doing? And yet, what I've found, it's more about how I do what I do rather than what the job, the value attributed to it, whether that's through what I think the world thinks about it or what I think about it, but really what's the quality of being that I can bring to it, and how can I see the Dharma within what I'm doing? And, that is part of that is having a really healthy aspiration, really the wish to do this work to be for the benefit of all beings. And, sometimes that when I need a bigger picture as well, like just reflecting on how the work that I might be doing is allowing me to really take care of myself, family, friends. It's allowing me to have the space in my life to practice, to do retreats, go on these trips, that there can be many different ways it's feeding me rather than the direct output that or the end result that I might be looking to have, or I really want to help all beings and be able to see it. Where sometimes, it's more we're working with that slow seep, but it's really beneficial because it meets us where we are right now. And so, really looking to your motivation for the work that you're doing. Can you make this something really healthy, wholesome? And then looking at how we do the actual tasks that we do. So the sense of presence we bring to our work, as well as, being able to use what arises within that work. So maybe we're in a situation where we get irritated and short-tempered, but can we practice with those states of mind? Or maybe people around us are irritable and we're helping to bring a more sense of ease and peace and being able to help people to look at things from a bigger perspective. So really getting a much fuller picture of the work that we're doing and the relationships that we're in. Remembering every being has this innate goodness. And so it can be, a short-sightedness from our side when we're, really getting judgmental of people. how can we see the goodness in people? How can we help the goodness in people to flourish? How can we help bring that out? Creating a harmonious atmosphere in which people feel safe to open up in. How can we just do this in little ways with the people we meet on the streets, where it's not going to dive to maybe a deeply meaningful conversation, and yet we can have a sense of connectivity, a sense of being a ray of light in the world, that just helping to spark goodness in the world. And so it's really practicing within the life that we have. And yes, sometimes we'll make changes because we see, no, this isn't healthy for me to be here, and I don't think I'm really benefiting others. But letting that come through, practicing, really working with the challenge, and maybe it's just the perfect place for you to be. But wherever we are right now is where we can really learn from. So just hoping you find inspiration in your own life to keep going on this path.